Hey, this is Pastor Dave, and this is your Monday Mojo. Hope you had a great weekend. So I'm going to tell you a story. And you know, how you tell a story can greatly affect that story. When I was in high school, my senior year, I played tennis. Now, what happened was, the summer before my senior year, I picked up a tennis racket and really learned how to play the game. Now, we'd play in the street and all that kind of stuff, but picked up a tennis racket and learned how to play the game. Tried out for the team, made the team. Number 2 doubles. That's about the lowest you can possibly be on the team and still be on the team. Now, the way I could have told that story was that some of the guys on the tennis team heard about my athleticism and said, we got to get Dave on the team. So they came and asked me to join the team, and so I did. And that would sound a lot different than I picked up a racket, learned how to play, and made the team. Thanks to those guys, Kenny and Billy and Lance and all those guys who took me under their wing for that summer and showed me how to play the game. I spent so many hours at Meadowwood Park and Speedway playing tennis and watching Vic Braden on Saturday morning to learn how to play the game. But I was still just number 2 doubles on the tennis team. We won some matches, we lost a lot of matches, but I was on the tennis team. And now at 58 years old, I can tell people I was on the tennis team at Northwest High School because they needed me. Because without me, they wouldn't have had a number 2 doubles. So that's how I was, quote, quote, on the team, right? And that's okay. I had a great time. And as the years went on, I learned how to play tennis better. And I played in my college years. And when I was out of college in my first appointment at church, I played with a guy next door. Got better at playing the game of tennis because I really enjoyed the game of tennis. However, to say that I was a superstar at tennis is stretching the point a lot. I think sometimes in this life, we can get to a point where we just, I made it, I'm here, I'm on the team, that's all I got to say. But Jesus was this master at looking at us and saying, look, you can just live this life, or you can really live this life. I mean, he would look at the disciples and say, you have heard it said to do this, but what I want to tell you is, take it a step further. Go above and beyond. He said, you've heard it said to love your neighbors and not your enemies. He said, well, anybody can do that. He said, what's the good in that? What's the good in loving somebody that already loves you? He said, take it a step above and love even your enemies. I see so much today when I'm sitting down and watching TV, television shows and life, where it's like we're just going to accept that which is sometimes less than even settling, sometimes mediocre and less than that. And I think Jesus would look at us and say, there is so much more to life to be lived than just settling for the day. So anyway, it's funny because I hold this racket here, a Prince racket. And when I was in high school, I had a Donne Borg Pro. Now, we used to laugh and scorn those who would use a Prince racket because how can you miss a ball with a racket this big? I mean, my racket fit inside here. And now, as an old guy, this is the racket I have to play with. It would be great if my knees would let me continue to play. Anyway, Jesus would look at us and say, look, there's so much to this life to be lived. And ask yourself, am I going for it? Or am I just another circle, another 24 hours, another day? I believe Jesus would invite us to do life bigger and more extravagantly. Anyway, those are my thoughts on this cold, rainy Monday morning. Have a great week.